I am here to remind you that knowledge is free. Anti-intellectualism in America, namely the GOP, is lying to us. Climate change is real. When are we going to quit denying this? When are we going to do something about it? There is no debate. Scientists have came to a consensus that it is man-made. Those that deny it are lying to you. Remember, knowledge is free. If you don't trust me, Google the studies done on climate change for yourself. These scientists don't have reason to lie to you. Politicians are the ones spreading this misinformation. We are anonymous. We are legion. Expect us.
The other night on Real Time with Bill Maher, Bob Lutz was on there, and he's a former auto executive and a current right-winger. And he said something patently wrong, and I wanted to show to you guys what that is and prove him wrong. So first, let's listen.
The last 15 years, CO2 has gone up by several points, and global temperatures have stayed stable or slightly declined.
Again,
yeah, they have. But here, the global warming
the last decade was the hottest decade on record. Fact.
Not so. Not so, Bill.
Not so?
No,
what are you reading that I'm not reading?
No. Okay, so there's a dispute, right? And this is a classic right-wing trick. You don't have to have facts. You just go on television and you say, no, not so. You gave me facts, I give you nothing in return, okay? I say, not true, blah, 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 blah. So let's look into the facts. Well, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration put out a report, and they cited 300 scientists in 160 research groups in 48 different countries that all came to the same conclusion. Conclusion is the past decade was the warmest on record. That is a quote. Warmest on record. 48 different countries, 160 research groups, 300 scientists, they all agree. There is no other side. And then when you go further, they say, quote, the Earth has been growing warmer over the last 50 years. These are the conclusions of 97% of the world's scientists. Another 3% are basically working for ExxonMobil and the car companies and all the other people that gain from pollution like Bob Lutz. It's a made-up debate. The real facts are in. But you're not satisfied with that? We'll give you more. In fact, they said 7 different rising indicators because of climate change. Air temperature over land is rising. Sea surface temperature, rising. Air temperature over oceans, rising. Sea level, rising. Ocean heat, rising. Humidity and tropospheric temperature in the active weather layer closest to the Earth, rising. They're all rising according to all of those scientists. So when Bob Lutz goes out there to get paid by the people who do the pollution, by the people who put out the chemicals in our air that causes global warming and climate change, he wants to confuse the American people, but he's lying through his teeth, okay? Now, look at this. This is the average land surface temperature throughout all the years here. I want to put up this graph. And it starts in the 1800s, okay? And you see it's, fairly steady until we get to, the 20th century. It starts to rise a little bit. And then once you get to about 1980, it starts to skyrocket. Now, what scientists have been saying all along is, this is not a coincidence. We can show you how it is man-made. And you can't argue with that. It's a fact. But they don't care about the facts because they get paid to lie to you. Okay, now how about that relating to extreme weather? Because that's the thing that people don't make that connection at all on television. And they need to. Because look, I would have been skeptical about this a couple of years ago. But now the data is in. And Bob Lutz, throughout that whole program on Real Time with Bill Maher, is like, the world hasn't, destroyed itself yet. And Al Gore told us that we were going to, have everything, melt away. No, he didn't say that. He said these things happen incrementally, and look at the data as the temperature is rising and extreme weather is rising. But Bob Lutz is like, oh, the world is still here. God, that is so painfully stupid. And has it started to actually affect the extreme weather in this country and throughout the world? It has. Look at the data now, okay? Now, this is from 1980 to 2010. You see here, as we get closer to 2010, look at that. It takes off like a rocket. Do you know that if you look at the scale there, we were at around 100 extreme weather events, even at the beginning of this decade. Certainly in the 1990s, we were under 100 on average, right? Well, in 2010, I should say, we had nearly 250 extreme weather events. So when you see the twisters on TV, and even Fox News has like the extreme weather updates, etc., it's not a coincidence. The scientists told you that if the Earth keeps warming, it is going to have different effects. And one of those effects, they told you, would be not that there are necessarily, it's not like all of a sudden there's going to be tornadoes. We've always had tornadoes or hurricanes, etc. It's that there's going to be more of them, and they are going to be more extreme. And that is exactly what's happened here. So don't get fooled by the hype when paid people like Bob Lutz go out there and lie to you on purpose. Yes, the data is very clear. The Earth is warming, it is man-made, and it is causing more extreme weather events.